The epileptic power supply in Nigeria over the years has been a cause for concern to many Nigerians who have been living in darkness and paying for electricity bills they did not consume. All efforts by every successive administrations in the past to put an end to power failure had all ended in futility, painting a gloomy picture to Nigerians. As a result, many citizens have been bearing the burdens of an unwarranted estimated billing, which has become the golden era for electricity providers. But when the current administrations of President Bola and Tinubu came to power, many Nigerians had ignited their hope that he would do something positive about the electricity problem. But right now, the recent development is proving everyone wrong that there is no hope yet in sight. A few days ago, it was reported that the State House had allocated the sum of 10 billion naira in the 2025 approved budget for the installations of a solar mini-grid at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. The solar project is expected to reduce the federal government dependence on the national grid and limit the impact of tariff hikes on government finances. It was also reported that the State House has been struggling to pay its electricity bill for some time now, to the extent that the Abuja Electricity Distribution Company even listed the Presidential Villa as one of its major debtors, with an outstanding bill of about 923.87 million naira. This development is coming amid growing concerns over unreliable public electricity supply and the high cost involved for both households and government institutions. Now that the government has taken this route, many people describe as self-serving instead of the interest of the general public. Will there ever be constant electricity supply to the common masses in Nigeria? VOS TV went to the street to seek the people's opinion on this matter.
Well, that is not a good idea. If that money should be channeled to Aso Rock, it should go generally. You understand? Because Aso Rock, whether electricity or not, they still have power. You know, the general masses can't afford to buy fuel. Some can't afford to buy this solar. You know, all they want is electricity. So I am against that. I'm against that opinion. So the money should go. The lights should circulate to every Nigerian.
For me, I don't want to cancel it because I know other countries that use that facility, but their own national power grid is all right before they apply that one as a sub to it. Now you are allocating 10 billion. We all know that you are importing most of those things. We don't produce panels. We don't produce most of those inverters. They are all imported. Our money is going on. The priority of the nation is being misplaced. Now we are not supposed to be talking about bringing power to the presidency. What about the indigents? The country is messed up for the past how many years now, and they are still seeking the country more. That is not the priority. It is so absurd that they don't make us a priority. In fact, the one life of a Nigerian means nothing to anybody in this country. Even the president doesn't care. So it's totally absurd and unacceptable. It's not good. That's not the priority of the nation now. Stabilization of this company or the economy of our country is our priority. Everything is going on. A common man cannot feed well. You are there allocating money. After you say there is no money, the essence of your subsidy, nobody is feeling the effect. If not, we are even going down. So it's totally not acceptable. You have to stabilize our power grid first. Before you know it, all this why the power grid went down, collapsed. Why? Look, it's doable. Ask Egypt. It's doable in Africa. There are some African countries, they don't take light. It's just we in Nigeria look for every means to manipulate and siphon funds. I tell them it's doable. I read electrical engineering, no job. We are doing entrepreneurship. At the end of the day, to feed my family. So it's doable. They don't want to fish. Why are you allocating that kind of money? You can build another plant to support the national grid. Why are you doing that for a presidential villa? It's not right now.
To know what to do, not to tell us, say that they will spend that sort of money, and individuals are suffering for power, and they will know there is no light for everywhere. For light, 1 month, there's no light. Government supposed to circulate light. Make other states, both individual, the water taxi state, or when they're spending that money, other states supposed to have power, supposed to power light generated, so that they will not say we have government.
It is clear that if the presidency can go that way, it means that there's no hope for the common man, because what we, the other side, depend on is the BDC or the hydroelectricity. And the moment the presidency is comfortable, like the case we have in Africa, that our leader, they hardly feel the way we are feeling. They come, those they are the masses. So the moment Aso Rock is settled, that means the other side can go to hell. So it's a clear evidence that they are going to cut us off. That the moment they are set, they are okay with power supply, they cannot look to our own side. That is the interpretation of what the president is trying to do. So I would be happy if the presidency give matching order to maybe the Minister of Power that or let declare a state of emergency in power sector, that Aso Rock will be having 24 power supply from the national grid. Then we'll be happy. For them to go that way, that means there's no hope that the other side cannot work again. So the best alternative is to go for solar electricity, and that's supposed to be alternative to power, not the major. The major is either from a hydro, from hydro. That is the major. All these are, they are just alternative, like the wind and all that. They are just alternative. The other one is the hydro, and we have enough river, so to speak, now that can generate this electricity. I once said, even if we can have a modular refinery, I mean to say, modular refinery, we can have a modular hydro power plant. Like there are some of our stream here that the current is very high. He's supposed to call our engineer to order. They can do this thing. Is it not a turbine that small children can even construct in China? They can work on it. Some of our stream, the current is very high. They can do this thing and can power maybe 2 states, then do it that way. Before you know what's happening, this issue of national grid collapse will not be there. And then where those one, that one will be feeding will be small, while the other take care of the other side. So my stand on this matter is that it's not a good step, that that step is not in the right direction if we are to really look at it holistically, because it's to feed only Aso Rock. And it is okay, we are going to do it throughout the whole nation. Good. We even have the money if we want to do it, that all the states in the federation, we are going to go by solar. Why will not let that not be the major power source of power supply? Hydro now will not be secondary. So we will celebrate. But the way it is now, it's not even the whole of Abuja. So it's funny.
Well, for me, the issue is based on for and against. I will not go against it because I believe the corruption they use in buying diesel or fuel in the Aso Rock is much. But for me, they could have started with us, with the masses, like government offices, public institutions like the hospitals. We should have started with those ones. Aso Rock will be the least or the last. I don't think we hear that UBT, that I'm a resident in Edo State here. They will say University of Benin, they will say Boma, they will say specialist hospital, they are using solar. I will love that. Not starting with, my anger is starting with Aso Rock. That is my anger. We could have started with our own public institution in our state, local government. Let Aso Rock be the last. I support the idea because I'm using solar at home. I know what I've seen from consuming a fuel for my generator. So I love it, but they should start. Aso Rock should be the last, not the first. But I'm not happy at all. That starting with Aso Rock 10 billion. We should come and start with our specialists. Start at University of Benin, Boma University, Abraka University. Let's start with solar there. So I would have loved it that way.
My opinion
question towards that is that not even about the money aspect. Would there be light for everybody, both the poor masses? Now they are saying that the 10 billion naira for the solar panel, is it going to reach the poor masses, not just the rich who will enjoy it? We that are the middle class, are we going to benefit from it? Not just calling the billions of naira that yes, it's going to work, that light is going to be shown. Where I'm staying now, light is being rationed. We only have it in the morning, daytime, everybody goes to work. Mind that you're supposed to see the light, it's not happening there. So we just pray that let it just reach the poor masses as well.
In fact, Aso Rock is being given 10 billion to empower them in terms of solar panel in Aso Rock. That means Nigeria cannot, the rest Nigeria cannot benefit. And that money, if they are holding NEPA, why not pay NEPA and use the other one to support them so that the general situation of light, that we know that yes, the mass. If presently if the House of Assembly or the National Assembly is being empowered with 10 billion naira, yes, at the end of the day, the masses' voice will not be heard. So, to my own opinion, that is uncalled for. Why not use the money to settle the bills and use the other one to support the NEPA empowerment so that they can look into electricity situation and take it from private sector? Why not government empower NEPA, paying them their bills, the one that they are holding, and use the other one to look into it to boost the economic situation of lights? So to me, it doesn't really make sense, because Aso Rock, they have 24 hours light. If they not use that, at home they have 24 hours light. So they are just there for their own selfish interests. I believe that if that money is being used for the general public, it will be better off. They should pay their bills. My own opinion is that they should pay the one that they are holding NEPA, and use the other one to look into empowerment of boosting the lights sector.
Dennis Ubudia, reporting for VOS TV.